Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today for a specially scheduled Influence Stories. Today, I have the honor of having the Miami-Dade County Commission Chairman, Jose Pepe Diaz, joining me today to answer a lot of questions. We're going to try to keep it brief because he's a busy guy. But I thank you so much, Chairman, for joining us today.
Thank you, Helena. It's always great to join you in anything you do. And I'm proud to be here with you also.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Well, today, of course, what everybody is talking about in Miami-Dade County and really throughout the entire country is COVID and the vaccines and the effects of COVID in our economy are very important. How the vaccine distribution has gone on. For one of those issues, you have created a weekly call open to the media that took place this morning and that I had a chance to participate in and listen as a member of the media. And we were discussing many things. And I think a lot of things we can get a one-on-one with you, which we're very lucky to do, to be able to talk about the vaccine distribution in Miami-Dade County. We know Miami-Dade County has a very high COVID case load, as well as we're large, very large county. So there are a lot of challenges that we have. That's one of the many reasons we love living here. It's large, it's diverse, it's fantastic, and it also presents a lot of challenges. So tell us a little bit about what was discussed this morning as far as the vaccine distribution. I know that Jackson Hospital CEO Carlos Migoya was there, as well as Mayor Levine Cava and other commissioners. So tell us a little bit about what was discussed today.
Well, it's very important to keep informed of everything that takes place because, especially as our role as commissioners, all of us basically report to the people of this community. And it's important to be clear and transparent. And when the information comes out, that we could give them the right information and there's no confusion. So having this weekly meeting, I thought it was important that we get the briefing from the mayor. And of course, it's not just weekly. We get told things throughout the week, and we clarify them and we send them in. But at least this is one way that we could ask a lot of questions in sunshine, and everybody could participate. And I think it works good. And we've had people, several of the chiefs under the mayor, that report to her that do different things. And one of them is, of course, our firefighters that go out to the different sites and have been giving the vaccine to a lot of people. And also our great hospital, Jackson Hospital, has been doing an incredible job and giving out the vaccines and also trying to reach the community, especially the African American community that has not been as performing as much as the Hispanic and Anglo community. So we talked about all those issues and we discussed how we could improve. One of the issues that came up was that the director Migoya, the head of the hospital, he was very clear in saying, look, to get the vaccine to different parts of our community, we'll give 100 vaccines to each particular commissioner and the mayor, so they could give to their constituents. Not that we actually were going to give a vaccine, but that the hospital will send or have a pod that they could come and get the vaccine there, or they could come to the hospital. But the story is that we really need to be more centralized. We cannot continue to have cities giving their own vaccines, everybody giving their own vaccines, because these vaccines are hard to come by and they seem harder every day. Mm-hmm. So therefore, we need to have a central type of distribution, which, by the way, the governor has basically saluted us for the work that's been done in Miami-Dade County. The state of Florida has led in giving the largest amount of vaccines out to its residents. And also, within the state of Florida, the number one county that's giving the most vaccines has been Miami-Dade County. So we're very proud of that, between our firefighters, the hospital, and everybody they've given that we can see. The problem is we don't want to politicize it. And I think that the more that you go ahead and have a centralized system with the working professionals that have done such a good job, we need to keep it that way. So I immediately gave up my vaccines and said, yes, give them to within the system of Jackson or to one of the pods that need to get the vaccines, so we could keep those vaccines going to 65 plus people within our communities, or the doctors and nurses as needed. So therefore, that has been done, and many of my colleagues have followed suit. And every commissioner has the right to give those names out in their community to Jackson, or simply be able to give up those vaccines to Jackson and let them do the distribution system. And that was important to do today.
Now, like you said, you gave back your vaccines back to Jackson. It doesn't mean that they're not going to stay in the community. They're staying in the
No,
community.
no.
Um,
By the way, let me be clear, and something that needs to be cleared. Any Florida resident could come and get a vaccine in Dade County, just like any Dade County resident could get a vaccine anywhere in Florida. So long as you're a Florida resident and you show the proper ID, you can. What cannot be done anymore is that you're from another state or another country and you come into Dade County to get a vaccine.
right. The
We need to get
so-called
our population, yeah,
vaccine
that way.
tourism. So,
Yes.
and
Yeah, they actually have people with suitcases in line. So it was very
well,
interesting.
that South Florida is known for medical tourism, very
Yes,
much.
it is.
And
Yes, it
so
is. And we
now
want to continue to have that medical tourism.
the medical tourism is fantastic, but the vaccine is a different issue, definitely. And can you tell us a little bit about these residency requirements? Are they going to be asking us for our passports, for our green cards? Is it
No,
about
no, no, no.
immigration
Simply to
status?
prove,
Okay.
simply to prove, and we're not getting into that level. That's a whole different
Yeah.
situation,
Right.
and I'm not touching that one. That's up to the federal partners. But where we're at, it's a simple situation that you're a Florida resident by showing where you live and bills or anything that could come, driver's license to show that you are a Florida resident. And with that, you'll be good to go.
Bills. I mean, maybe the same documents that we have to show when we have to put our kids in school. Bills.
Exactly. Very well put. Very well
Exactly.
put.
So I
It
just
was really just to verify that you're a Florida resident.
quiero
Whatever
dejar,
you could do to verify you're a Florida resident is good.
esto lo vamos a decir en español, porque hay un severo problema dentro de los hispanos y, como dijo usted anteriormente, dentro de la población afroamericana en el sur de la Florida y en la Florida en general, para las vacunas. Y tenemos la oportunidad ahora de poder decir eso en español con usted, para poder explicarle a los que nos están viendo, a nuestro público, que no hace falta tener un estatus migratorio en Estados Unidos. Eso ya es un tema federal y no tiene que ver con las vacunas. Así que lo que necesitan es, ¿qué necesitan para poderse demostrar? Porque hay un nuevo requerimiento de tener, de poder comprobar residencia en el estado de la Florida. ¿Qué documentos podían demostrar esta residencia?
Helena lo ha dicho mejor que yo lo pude decir. Así que,
A ver, ahora le toca a usted.
pero mira, simplemente, y no es que estamos riendo de algo, sino es que esto es un tema tan serio que cuando nosotros podemos tomar un poquito de
Hay que mantener
sonrisa,
la calma,
hay que
sí.
mantenerlo contento. So, simplemente que usted pueda demostrar que usted es un residente del estado de la Florida, sea por su licencia de manejar, de conducir, sea por cualquier identificación, cualquier papel, cuentas de que esa es su casa, que usted vive aquí, cosas, porque verdaderamente nosotros queremos que aquellas personas que vienen de otros países para hacer ese procedimiento médico aquí en el estado de la Florida, especialmente en Miami-Dade, siempre queremos eso. Pero este asunto de las vacunas es un poco más delicado y una cosa muy distinta que está hecho precisamente para las personas que viven en el estado de la Florida. Nosotros queremos proteger a nuestros residentes en el estado de la Florida, por darle chance a ellos primero y la población de la Florida poder recibir, especialmente en Miami-Dade County, recibir estas inyecciones apropiadamente. Eso es la cosa, que puedan tener cualquier documento que verdaderamente sea claro y preciso, como los muchachos cuando van a la escuela, como dijiste anteriormente, Helena, que saben, no se está pidiendo no estamos pidiendo un pasaporte, no estamos pidiendo un
La
status,
visa, un estado.
exacto, una visa, que usted es un residente legal o no legal, eso no es la cosa, eso es asunto federal, no es lo que el sistema del estado de Florida ha puesto en vigor, simplemente la parte de que señala que eres residente en el estado de la Florida.
Así es, los doctores y las enfermeras de Jackson, del Baptist, las personas que están haciendo las vacunas en Marlins, no son agentes federales, señores, ¿ok?
Exacto.
Ellos
Por favor, por
no son
favor.
agentes federales, son técnicos de salud. Entonces, ellos lo que están pidiendo, miren, ustedes cuando van a escribir a sus hijos a las escuelas, les piden 2 pruebas de que viven en la dirección donde ustedes dicen que viven. Esos documentos son los mismos que pueden entregar el recibo del teléfono, el recibo de la luz, un alquiler, cualquier correspondencia del gobierno que llegue a su casa, ese tipo de cosas, eso es lo que están pidiendo. Por favor, no dejen de vacunarse porque piensan que ustedes no tienen un estatus legal por el momento. Por favor, es muy importante que las personas que están en nuestra comunidad, que vemos todos los días, por favor se vacunen. ¿Cuál es la importancia de vacunarse, sobre todo para este grupo que estamos vacunando ahora de 65 y más?
Eso es muy importante porque, mire, vamos a ser sinceros, como se ha hablado y ya los expertos están diciendo, que si la gran mayoría de las personas, empezando por las personas más vulnerables, que son las personas de 65 años o más, o que tengan condiciones específicas que necesiten esa vacuna lo antes posible, pero más que nada las personas de 65 años o más necesitan recibir esa vacuna, porque si Dios quiere, para junio, julio, más tarde agosto, vamos a tener 70% de la población ya inyectado. ¿Qué significa eso? Que vamos a poder volver a una normalidad que estamos acostumbrados. Y eso se ha dicho ya nacionalmente y estatalmente y ahora localmente lo estamos diciendo claramente, que con la ayuda de Dios estas vacunas estén siguiendo llegando a Miami-Dade County. Si nuestro nuevo presidente dice que va a entregar la cantidad de vacunas que ha dicho que va a entregar, yo creo que para junio, julio, si Dios quiere, vamos a tener el 70 o más por ciento de la población ya vacunado, que significa que vamos a poder volver a los trabajos que no podíamos volver anteriormente, que esos trabajos sean más disponibles en nuestra comunidad y volver a una normalidad, poder irnos a restaurantes sin tener las máscaras esas puestas. Eso sería el orgullo que muchos queremos, poder salir y depender que ya estamos en unas circunstancias protegidas. No sé si no, a lo mejor podemos llegar a ese punto para ese tiempo, eso es lo que dicen los expertos, o si tenemos que seguir operando con la máscara por un tiempo más determinante después de eso. Pero eso son lo que dicen los expertos y los científicos, y nosotros simplemente estamos buscando la data que sea precisa a lo que dicen esas personas que son los que verdaderamente saben de esto.
Muy bien, muy importante. I'm going to switch over to English again. I like this bilingual thing. It's super
A
fun.
mí me gusta, yo estoy bien con
Así
esto.
es Miami, así
Esto
que
es Miami.
we're going to talk about, we spoke in Spanish about how important it is if you have the chance to get the vaccine because you fall within the group that is now being vaccinated, 65 and over, and I believe some with very life-threatening situations. Why is it important to get the vaccine, Chairman?
It is extremely important to get the vaccine because this vaccine, once administered to the majority of the people, we could return back to the normality that we used to live with before this pandemic started. So, by the experts, if we vaccinate by June, July, and all the vaccines come, or more intense vaccines come, we could probably be able to do that. What does that mean? That 70% of our population or more will be already, with the vaccine given to them. That way, we could start getting those jobs that people need to get out and do those jobs because they're scared because of their underlying conditions and everything else. And I don't blame them. This is a very serious situation that you will get that you don't really know if how it will affect you or one way or another. And many people have died, and it's very sad. But at the same time, this is the only way. Keeping those masks on, continue to wash your hands, obey those laws, and move forward. Then hopefully, by June, July, August, we could get our population under control based on what the CDC has said and the professionals, the scientists, and so on, which we follow their guidelines because they're the ones that really know which way this goes. So, based on that, this is why it's so important to get your vaccines, and it's so important that you have that opportunity and you fall within the guidelines that they're specified by our governor, it's important to do so so we could get back to our way of life. I don't want to say a new way. I want to say our way of life that we were used to in Miami-Dade County.
That's right. And the reality is that we all have to keep working together, wearing our masks, trying to social distance as much as possible, to be able to get back to that normal that we all want to get to. So
Yeah.
between vaccines and being safe and social distancing in normal times, Chair, I would have gone to your office and done this interview there. But we are all being respectful and safe and trying to keep our family and ourselves safe. And that's how we're going to get to
Amen.
where we want to go.
Amen. And
So
that's important. You hit the nail on the head. This is about normality, getting back to where we need to be, getting our economy back, getting those people working, being able to pay the rent, being able to do the things they need to do for their family. It's gotta be, it is that gotta it's gotta be it is horrible to not be able to really feed your family, to be able to pay that rent, to not have a job. And we gotta the pandemic is not just the health side of things, it's also the economic side of things, and this is why we need to get back as soon as possible. So please just listen and do as told, and we should get through this by June, July, God willing, and I think it's going to be a good thing for all of us.
also, even though I want to clear up that this is not live because of scheduling conflicts, we did get some questions, and some people want to know what would be the plan to bring our economy back up, and what are some things that you have in mind as to get to get our economy moving. We are lucky, I have to say. Miami-Dade County still has been able, thank God, because of our wonderful weather. A lot of restaurants can be outside, a lot of people can be outside. Other cities in this country are not that lucky.
That
Um,
is
and,
so true. That is
and
so
so
true.
tell us a little bit about what are some of the plans as we can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Like you said, perhaps by the end of the summer, everyone would be at 70%, and so we can get back to kind of more of a normal reality. What are some of the plans that your
Now,
office
I would like to see it toward the beginning of the summer, but
has?
let's see how everything prevails. And one thing we have learned that not everything we think is going to happen actually does happen. So that's important to get to
That's
that
an
point. But
incredible, incredible lesson.
yes, it is true.
Yes.
So based on that, we need to make sure. I has said it not only in English but in Spanish that we need to obey the rules and get to the point where this dreaded pandemic it leaves our community. The faster, the sooner we could do that, the economic side of that we're used to will get back into a running condition. Now, a lot of the stuff that we used to be comfortable with or receiving as far as businesses and so on, some of them have suffered tremendously. We have lost a lot of business, a lot of mom and pop type businesses. We have new ones that have developed due to this vaccine. But we were piecing together as government as best as possible to help all these businesses and all these people. And there's a lot of issues. The renting, the renters, the rentees that haven't paid in so long, and the evictions and everything else. That's another dreaded problem that we're going to see in a tax form for governments coming soon, and within the next year or so. The state of the state of Tallahassee has stated that there will probably be a shortfall of $3 billion in the state of Florida,
Mhm.
and that is a very strong situation for us to look at because we're going to be short ourselves. So we need to not only look which way our economy is going and how, but try to find ways to prevent it as the federal government to help us with this issue with not only the people that I know a lady that has two houses. Her husband is gone, and he's heaven, hopefully, God willing, and because I knew him and they're great people and they worked hard all their life to get these two houses. And she lives in a small apartment and she lives from the part of the rent that she will receive from those two houses. And then she pays the mortgage that is still owed, and she was doing pretty good. After this
Mhm.
pandemic, she is probably right now losing both houses and then not being able to pay her own rent and so on. So this is a very difficult situation. It's a hard one to balance. And this is this is the way we're looking at things, and there's so much more levels of that. We're also trying to work with our international partners, as I call them, because all our countries are family partners, because we work, we are the gateway in Miami-Dade County for this hemisphere. That's the way I look at it. And everything comes through Miami-Dade County, and most people in South America, if they can afford it and so on, they have a little condo here, or they have a place here in Miami-Dade County. And they're tourism. We live from tourism and trade. So we need to get those people back into Miami-Dade County. And like you said, this sunny South Florida, Dade County, which we're blessed that we have those restaurants that could um, people could sit outside and enjoy, but we have so many other amenities that we take for granted sometimes. Our beaches, our Everglades, everything that is us. Those tourists want to come and participate and leave those good dollars behind to support our economy. So we get it. We got um, to continue to grow that, and open with open arms receive them when it's possible to do so, and go back to the way we were before this pandemic. The whole thing here is we got to get these jobs. We got to look at our top industries, our top economic engines, which is our airport and port, making sure they're sound, and making sure that those residents in Dade County get those jobs based on those tourists that are coming from international and within the domestic side. So that's what's important, and for us, it's huge for us because that's our economy.
Absolutely. And like you said, we are blessed that we have such a thriving economy. There are a lot of issues that are going to come up next year. So I am sure in the following year that I will have you on again later on.
I look forward to having you going on your show as much as possible,
Great.
and I look forward to it. It is a great privilege to be with you always. You're incredible, and you and the gentleman that's probably standing next to you right there that I love too, my dear friend. I look forward to participating in several of these. My job is to be totally transparent and be accessible to the people of Miami-Dade County.
That's good. We're happy to hear that. And remember, everybody, that these sunshine meetings are happening once a week. The media is invited. They're covering them. And everything here is in the sunshine, which is another great thing about Florida.
Amen.
Um, everything in the sunshine. So thank you so much, Chairman, for joining us. I'm sure I will have you back on to keep discussing these issues that will just
Absolutely. I
continue
look
being.
forward to it.
Thank you so much and have a
God bless
wonderful
you.
day. Thank you for joining us.
Bye bye.